ground beneath us has always moved, shifted, and reshaped itself over unimaginable spans of time. Yet something about the present moment feels different. Across the globe, seismic monitors are lighting up with increasing frequency. Volcanoes, long considered dormant, are stirring, and regions once thought geologically stable are experiencing tremors that defy historical patterns. From the Pacific Ring of Fire rumbling with relentless energy, to unexpected earthquakes striking continental interiors, the planet appears restless, almost impatient, as if building toward something larger than isolated natural events. For scientists, these movements are measured in data points and probabilities. But for ancient civilizations, such upheavals were never random. They were warnings, omens, and signs of transition. Long before seismographs and satellite imaging, human societies carefully observed the earth, the sky, and the seas, encoding patterns into myths, prophecies, and sacred texts. These records spoke of times when the ground would shake, mountains would burn, and seas would retreat or rise as precursors to great transformations in human history. Today, as we witness unprecedented seismic swarms, increased volcanic unrest, and dramatic shifts in the planet's surface, those ancient words feel less like metaphor and more like echoes reaching forward through time. The unsettling question emerges naturally. Are we simply observing normal geological cycles amplified by modern awareness? Or are these events unfolding in a sequence once anticipated by our ancestors? In this investigation, we are not dismissing science, nor are we blindly embracing prophecy. Instead, we are placing them side by side, allowing modern geological evidence to intersect with ancient warnings recorded thousands of years ago. The purpose is not to provoke fear, but to provoke thought. What if ancient observers, lacking technology but possessing centuries of generational memory, recognized repeating planetary patterns we are only now beginning to understand? What if the stories of earth-shattering change were not exaggerations, but compressed records of real planetary behavior? As we move forward, we will uncover the most striking modern geological events of recent years, revisit prophetic texts from cultures separated by oceans and millennia, and examine the strange parallels between them. This journey begins here, at the moment where modern data and ancient foresight appear to converge. Before we proceed, ask yourself a simple question. If the planet were approaching a major transition, would it announce itself quietly, or would it speak through fire, stone, and motion beneath our feet? This is Mr. Whisper's official, and tonight we open the Earth's secrets. Across human history, civilizations rose and fell beneath the same sky, standing on the same restless crust. Though separated by distance and culture, many of them recorded eerily similar warnings about the Earth itself becoming unstable before periods of great change. These were not vague spiritual metaphors, but often specific descriptions of land shifting, mountains splitting, and seas behaving unnaturally. When examined collectively, these prophecies form what can only be described as a blueprint of planetary unrest. The Mayan civilization, known for its precise astronomical observations, spoke of world ages ending not in instant destruction, but in transformation. Their texts describe cycles where the earth trembles and the balance of the natural world is disrupted before renewal begins. Similarly, the Hopi prophecies of North America warn of a time when the earth will shake itself free of imbalance, marked by increased earthquakes and a disruption of the natural order. These warnings were not framed as punishment, but as consequence. In Europe, Nostradamus wrote cryptic verses that many dismiss as poetic ambiguity, yet several passages explicitly reference trembling ground, fire from the earth, and cities shaken without warning. Meanwhile, biblical texts describe earthquakes increasing in frequency as signs of significant transitions, often associated with moral, social, and environmental upheavals. When isolated, each prophecy may seem symbolic, but together they form a pattern that transcends culture and geography. What is most unsettling is the consistency. Land rising from the sea, seas reclaiming coastlines, fire emerging from beneath mountains, the earth itself reacting as though correcting an imbalance. Ancient observers lacked a modern understanding of plate tectonics, yet they recognized repeating planetary behaviors and encoded them into stories meant to survive generations. These texts were not predictions in the modern sense, but warnings based on observation. As we overlay ancient maps, archaeological evidence, and prophetic descriptions onto modern geological hotspots, the alignments become difficult to ignore. Many of the regions described in ancient warnings correspond directly with today's most active seismic zones. This raises a critical question. Were these civilizations merely guessing, or were they recording a long-term planetary rhythm that humanity has repeatedly forgotten? Modern geology offers us unprecedented insight into the planet's inner workings. And yet, even with advanced technology, recent events have challenged expectations. In the last few years alone, scientists have documented increased unrest in volcanic systems, once considered stable. Unusual earthquake swarms, occurring without a clear primary fault rupture, and deep-sea volcanic activity at scales rarely observed. The Yellowstone caldera, one of the largest volcanic systems on Earth, has exhibited heightened seismic activity and ground deformation that, while not signaling imminent eruption, exceeds historical averages. Simultaneously, melting glaciers have begun to reveal ancient landmasses, altering pressure on the Earth's crust and potentially triggering seismic responses. In the depths of the oceans, massive volcanic structures are forming silently, releasing heat and material into ecosystems humanity barely understands. Satellite data shows subtle but widespread ground uplift in regions far from traditional plate boundaries. Seismic graphs reveal patterns that do not align neatly with past models. These anomalies are not catastrophic on their own, but collectively they suggest a planet undergoing stress redistribution on a global scale. Scientists attribute these changes to natural cycles, climate interactions, and tectonic adjustments, yet they acknowledge the complexity and unpredictability involved. When viewed through the lens of ancient prophecy, these anomalies take on a different dimension. The scale, simultaneity, and geographic spread echo warnings of a time when the Earth's behavior would defy expectation. Are we witnessing coincidence amplified by confirmation bias? Or are these events unfolding in a pattern humanity has seen before, but forgotten? Here, science and prophecy intersect. Plate tectonics explains how continents drift, how stress accumulates, and how earthquakes and volcanoes release energy. Prophecy, on the other hand, speaks in symbols and narratives, describing the same phenomena without technical language. When aligned carefully, the parallels are striking. Ancient texts speak of land rising and seas receding, a phenomenon modern science recognizes as isostatic rebound and tectonic uplift. Warnings of fire from the earth mirror volcanic eruptions driven by mantle plumes and subduction zones. Even references to changes in the sky may correspond to geomagnetic shifts, which modern measurements confirm are accelerating. Earth's magnetic poles are drifting at increasing speed, a fact documented by scientific institutions worldwide. Some researchers speculate that such shifts could influence seismic and volcanic activity by altering core dynamics. Ancient cultures often associated changes in magnetism with spiritual or cosmic imbalance, lacking the language but sensing the effect. The convergence does not prove divine intervention, but it challenges the assumption that ancient knowledge was purely mythological. It suggests a continuity of observation, where humanity repeatedly witnesses planetary cycles, records them, forgets them, and then rediscovers them through technology. The question is not whether prophecy overrides science, but whether it complements it in unexpected ways. As we stand at this crossroads of data and ancient warning, the most important takeaway is not fear, but awareness. The planet is dynamic, alive with processes far larger than human timescales. Ancient civilizations understood this intuitively, framing geological upheaval as part of a larger cycle of renewal and consequence. Are we living in a moment our ancestors anticipated? Possibly. Or perhaps we are simply more capable than ever of observing Earth's natural rhythms. Either way, the convergence of prophecy and geology invites humility. It reminds us that humanity is not separate from the planet, but deeply embedded within its cycles. We encourage you to examine the evidence, question assumptions, and draw your own conclusions. Is this divine intervention, geological coincidence, or something in between? The answer may not be singular, and that uncertainty is where true understanding begins. If you value deep exploration into ancient knowledge, hidden patterns, and the mysteries that shape our world, subscribe to Mr. Whispers Official and join a growing community dedicated to uncovering what lies beneath the surface of history and reality itself.